off the ground where you abandoned things. Yeah, piece by piece, he filled the holes that you burned in me. At 6 years old.
Pour something that was really personal into a song, and it was mesmerizing. It was mesmerizing to watch that. I didn't want to take my eyes off it. Hello and welcome back to my channel, Dr. Nick Analyzes. I'm a UK psychologist and I try to analyze various media from a psychological perspective. Today, the song we're going to go for is Kelly Clarkson, Piece by Piece, which looks like it took place on a season of American Idol, season 15. And the question is why? Why am I reacting to this? Well, it's because a very special person, Bethany, who works for Skybound Therapies, suggested that this might be something that I would really like to analyze. And so thank you, Bethany, for suggesting this. And I'm looking forward to seeing the song. All right, let's go for it. I'm rusty.
With a very emotional song called Piece by Piece, please welcome Kelly Clarkson.
And all I remember is your back, walking towards the airport, leaving us all in your past. I traveled 1,500 miles to see you. I begged you to want me, but you didn't want to. But piece by piece, he collected me up off the ground where you abandoned things. Yeah, piece by piece, he filled the holes that you burned in me. At 6 years old, and you know, he never walks away. He never asks for money. He takes care of me, 'cause he loves me. Piece by piece, he restored my faith that a man can be kind and a father could stay. And all of your words, they fall flat. I made something of myself and now you wanna come back. But your love, it isn't free, it has to be earned. Back then I didn't have anything you needed, so I was worthless. Piece by piece, he collected me up off the ground where you abandoned things. Yeah, piece by piece, he filled the holes that you burned in me. At 6 years old, and you know, he never walks away. He never asks for money. He takes care of me, 'cause he loves me. Piece by piece, he restored my faith that a man can be kind and a father could stay. Piece by piece, well, piece by piece, I fell far from the tree. I will never leave her like you left me, and she will never have to wonder her worth, because unlike you, I'm gonna put her first. And you know, he'll never walk away. He'll never walk away. He'll never break her heart. He'll take care of things. He'll love her. And piece by piece, he'll restore my faith. Sorry. That a man can be kind and a father should be great. Piece by piece.
I know. This is very memorable. Me crying.
You crying up on stage? I mean, the emotion that you exude always, but especially in that important song, it's
And
just
I'm
incredible.
Pregnant and it's nostalgic and I can't believe it's the last season and yeah, really sorry, I just bawled.
No,
I'm actually quite proud that I made it that far.
right, in rehearsal, you were struggling a little bit with it, right?
It's a little bit. Yeah.
Well,
it's just a touching song for me because I wrote it about my little girl when I was pregnant. Now I'm pregnant with my little boy, which I hope comes out very soon.
Very soon, weeks away. We are blessed to have you as a friend, as a first American Idol, and to have you tonight. Great job. Kelly Clarkson. Ladies and gentlemen. Give it up to our judges. Well done.
Ooh, I'm a little business
Flipping heck, do
boy.
you know what, I wasn't,
I think
I'm
they
looking
can
at Byron now,
smell
but like, I
your
wasn't
fish.
expecting
Go on, contribute.
to
Stop, they're all looking. Tell them something
see.
business-ish.
So with like, I've watched loads of American Idol auditions, Pop Idol, X Factor, all those sort of things. And what you get is you get a lot of emotion in the early auditions because you're getting someone from nowhere come up and do something that's really hard, and if they pull it off, there's like a load of pride there that happens with it. But by the time they get to the later stages in the competition, they're all way more polished, and the songs are usually being chosen for them, and so like I very seldom do I watch someone sing in that context, you know, there with the judges and with the audience and on the stage and stuff, and get like that amount of emotion. So, and I know I don't think that she was competing here. I think that this is obviously like a coming back and remembering all of the different American Idol winners and all that sort of stuff. But it's still, by this point, she's just a polished performer, Kelly Clarkson, and so it's to have her, to see someone have that much emotion on that stage, the American Idol stage, it just it felt out of the ordinary. Yeah, it felt out of the ordinary, that did. It didn't feel like I was watching a polished singer sing, even though she sings beautifully. It felt like I was watching someone pour something that was really personal into a song, and it was mesmerizing. It was mesmerizing to watch that. I didn't want to take my eyes off it. And so the big thing that was going through my mind as I was listening was, where has this come from? And the thing that was going through my mind is often when people sing on that stage, they're singing covers that other people have written. And when you sing covers, they could, you know, if the thing that you're singing about matches onto your own experience, you can certainly like feel emotion. But there felt like there was something else that was going on there, and so I'm really happy that I watched to the end to find out that she was the one that wrote it, and that she was, she wrote it when she was pregnant with her first child, and now obviously she's pregnant with her second child, because now it makes sense to me. Everything's coherent in the world. I know why she had so much emotion, because this was linked to her personal experiences, and specifically her personal experiences of her dad leaving, and like what that meant for her. And it's interesting, like when you look at trauma, and when you look at attachment figures, how much those things affect us. And so the thing that she said, which was heartbreaking, and it's easy to lose it, it's easy to lose the words when you listen to that song, is she said the word worthless. In other words, as a 6-year-old little girl, her dad left, and her overriding thought, feeling, thing going on in her mind and her body was, am I that worthless that you would just leave? And that worthless thing would have hung around. Like these things that happen to us in our lives, they're scars. They stay with us. They don't just disappear. And that thing is a thing that's inside her right now as well. It's there. It'll come out in moments. And it all comes from that place of having basically someone let you down early on in your life. And so like you can't underestimate just how important that is. Now, like, that's not the end of the road though. It's not like these bad things happen and that's the end of it. Some people, through luck or through judgment or through meeting the right people at the right time, they manage to find their way through it and to come out the other side and to be doing all right. Now, it'll always be a part of her and it'll always come out in moments and stuff, especially moments where like maybe she's thinking about relationships between parents and children and herself and her children and whatnot. But here she is, a super successful person. And then she said it was when she became successful that the dad wanted to be, and I might be wrong about that, I'm just sort of reading between the lines, wanted to be involved again. And like she's thinking, no way. Like you haven't earned that. You haven't earned my love right now. And that would have been such a hard thing for her to go through. And then there's this part of it then, this like beautiful part where she's talking about, I'm assuming, her husband, her partner, the person that's the father to her children, and almost like having her faith restored in humanity and like the healing effect that would have had on her to have met someone that was unconditionally loving towards her, the healing effect that would have had on her levels of worthlessness would have been like, they would have been miraculous for her. They were, they would have been foundational for her in being able to go forward. And so to highlight the importance of that relationship, like her partner, after hearing that song, must have been, I don't know, so proud to have been a good person who was consistent and who was kind and who was loving and provided this like very needed foundation for Kelly Clarkson. And then there's the bit of the song that's looking forward, right? Which is, and now I know how I need to be for my children. And so it's not just about the dad, it's not just about the partner, it's about how Kelly Clarkson is going to be with her children and the sort of parent she wants to be and the sort of parent she can be that will allow her to know she's done right by her kids, because she knows what it feels like to have not been done right by. Bethany, that was, I understand why you sent, I mean, the fact that like someone as polished as Kelly Clarkson is struggling to get through it because it's so personal and so meaningful. It's just, it was a really, I loved watching that. I was cynical. I'm cynical about these things because they often feel manufactured when they're linked to like these reality TV shows and stuff. But that was amazing. And you know what? I've got so much more admiration for Kelly Clarkson as a result of just seeing that 4 minute clip. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you for pointing me towards it. And I hope everyone enjoyed the reaction analysis, and I'll see you next time. But well, I really wasn't expecting that, actually.
I didn't think it was.
I wasn't expecting, like, I don't know what I was expecting, but like sometimes there's a shallowness to these shows that just makes me think they just sing the song. Just like, my mate down the pub is singing some Marvin Gaye. Do you know what I mean? It's just they're just singing a song. There's no like heart, there's no emotion there.
Yeah.
But flipping that was, and it made sense then that she had written it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there's a lot of different journeys for her. Where she started American Idol?
Yeah, so that's why she won. I think she won one of the seasons in American Idol. That's where she came from.
So in essence, it's a time capsule, and not many people get to go back and be where you start. It's like you think about it with school. I couldn't.
You're right.
It's one of those things. So on top of that, and then you got the emotions then of everything with the father.
Yeah,
that's a lot to go through.
Yeah, you've smashed that, because, and that's something I didn't pick up on in the analysis, was like, she said it's nostalgic. In other words, being in that context opens up a portal to her as a nobody walking through the doors.
Yeah.
A nobody that identified as worthless. So in some ways, this whole thing would have changed a whole lot for her with respect to how worthy she felt as a human being. And like she'll be able to like see the journey that happened from that moment in time to this moment in time and all the wonderful things that have happened as a result of it. So there would have been like a real gratitude and like thankfulness that that she was lucky, basically, relative to the million singers that never have this, but they still hold that like worthless risk really heavy inside them, whereas it feels like it's got lighter for her as a result of this journey that she's gone on American Idol.
And it's a pinch yourself moment as well, because it's one of those things where you think, oh my god, I'm lucky to be able to come back and do this? Because
Yeah.
sometimes people go on these shows and they never get asked back.
No, exactly.
But she gets to be able to come back. And one of the things that what you started saying, and I was, in my head, I was just like, do you know what? That's something that goes along with the words of time.
Yeah.
For many people, when you're happy, time goes really quick.
Yeah.
You don't notice it.
Yeah.
But we don't realize how long life can be when you feel worthless, when you feel unhappy and all that stuff. So there's a lot, I should imagine, that would be going through her head.
Imagine.